Hey everyone, I have a message for you guys from a brilliant woman in the realm of all things relationships. I'm really on this topic lately because it's definitely in my own personal life and in the lives of my clients. All these different concepts are coming up back and over and over and over again, and I wanted to deliver this particular message because I'm sometimes shocked that people haven't heard of conscious uncoupling. All right, and so that's what I want to dive into with you guys today. And really where this work was born from was the work of Catherine Woodward Thomas. And probably about 3 or 4 years ago now, I actually had the honor and the privilege of getting to interview her on her incredible insights around how do we manage, the breakdown of a relationship that is no longer serving us, but we don't want to just cut ties and just end it with a toxicity. We actually want to be able to end it amicably. And where she's a brilliant role model in this realm, because her and her husband, had a child, and they were able to consciously uncouple, and they even still live in the same apartment block, and they share custody of their beautiful daughter, and they are actually really great friends. And so what she's done is she's been able to navigate this realm that so many of us fall short in. And that's what I want to dive into with you guys today. So, whether you can reflect back on past relationship breakdowns and you're maybe not so proud of potentially the way that you behaved or acted or things that were said or just the whole toxicity of how it kind of came to be, then, this is one for you to prick your ears up to so that you can rewrite the past if you get in the same situation. And for those of you who may be at a point in your relationship where maybe you've called it, maybe it is the end and you're just not sure, maybe you're terrified about how you're going to part ways with this person. And that's what I really want to talk to you guys about today. All right. And also for those of you out there who have beautiful friends and family in your life who are stuck in this challenge of not knowing how to break up amicably, maybe you want to share this video with them and it would be great if you find this video of value to share it with people that you think will find it of value as well. So today's message, all on conscious uncoupling. And really what we're going to be talking about is take responsibility for and work through your wounds so that you can be proud of the person you are and how you behave. Okay? And basically, it's all about this, one of the realms I've studied, which has been really beneficial for me to work out what works in people's mindsets in this realm of relationship, has been my study around open relationships. Now, I'm not actually in an open relationship. I've never been in an open relationship. But what I tend to do is study different groups of people around the world who are achieving some level of success, or they have a really strong belief system. And I study them and I figure out what is it that works for these people? What is the element? Even if I don't want to necessarily operate in that realm, what's the golden nugget? What have they got right? And one of the things that I see that open relationships have is this concept of compersion. That's what it's called. It's not actually in the dictionary, but what compersion really is, it's kind of a philosophy of how you love others. And compersion is the ability to love and be grateful to see somebody that you love be loved by another. And to be honest, when I came across this concept, I was like, oh my gosh, that is the thing for me. If I think about, and all the times I've had to, go to different courses and events, and you think about, what inspires you the most, and you do that in your own life, and you think about that, time and time again, what comes up for me is kindness and love shared between strangers, right? That to me just melts my heart like nothing else. You know, when people are kind and supportive of somebody they are not trying to get anything in return from. And that's how we can use this concept to actually consciously uncouple. You know, we've got our own wounding that we need to take responsibility of, and we need to heal and do the work on without relying on another. And when we get to the place of uncoupling with somebody, if we are, you know, going to react and in a way and behave in a way that we know we wouldn't be proud of, it's not on them, it's actually on us. And so, you know, no matter how the relationship is broken down, whether that is that you've just maybe fallen out of love, you don't see that vision, you've tried and that's the end for you, and you're coming to terms with that. Or maybe they've done something that has broken your trust, right? And you're angry, right? Or whatever, however it's happened, right? It doesn't actually matter the reason behind the breakup or the breakdown of your relationship. What matters is that you notice what your wounding is. You take responsibility for that. You do the work on that. You get support if you need it on that. And time and time again, like I haven't found a human who hasn't needed support with that. But ultimately, myself included, you know, and ultimately, you know, that's our responsibility. That's what we need to do. And no matter how the relationship is broken down, no matter what the hurts and pains and broken trusts and whatever's happened, you know, it is your responsibility to do that inner work for you to get to the place where you can behave and respond to the situation as the person that you would be proud to be, okay? And I'm not saying that that is any easy feat. You know, I can talk from experience, you know, in my past where I've really wanted that to be the case. You know, sometimes even if you want it, the other person doesn't. And, you know, and then you're trying to be all conscious, right? And you're trying to end things amicably, but they're throwing all their BS at you, right? And all their wounding is coming to the surface. And it takes an incredibly centered, strong individual who has total self-awareness to be able to take that and see that for that person's fears and love them through it rather than be reactive and defensive through it, okay? So it is my ultimate aim that, you know, for me personally, I'm always going to be the person and show up and behave in a way that I can be most proud of myself for. And I haven't always behaved in that way in the past. I'm sure there's going to be times in my future where I behave in a way that is less than perfect, you know, but I'm human just like you guys are as well. And the idea is not to be perfect. The idea is to be as conscious as possible and to take responsibility for our own wounding so we're not projecting that on another, and we can show up as a person that we'd be proud to, even in one of the most challenging circumstances ever, which is the breakdown of an intimate relationship. And this whole idea of compersion, you know, like for me, it's like, how can I, instead of projecting all of my wounding and my hurt and my upset onto this human being and be the victim and just need them to give me something for me to be okay, how can I get out of that? And how can I get myself to a place where, oh my gosh, like I see how beautiful this human being is, no matter how they've behaved. And despite the fact that, you know, I might get to a place where I no longer see a future or decide that that person is not on my path, how can I get to a place where I can see them for their heart, right? I can see right through their behavior. And I'm not saying seeing through behavior is condoning behavior, but see through their behavior and see the beautiful human being that they actually are right down deep inside of themselves, and focus on that. Right? That's how we leave relationships amicably, right? It's only when we see their goodness, their heart, you know, and we are at a place of strength within ourselves because we know our wounding and we're taking responsibility for a situation that could could be highly toxic if we don't handle it in the right way. That's how we consciously uncouple. We can't just wing it. We can't just think it's going to turn out all right. We can't just keep thinking the onus is on them to show up and be a certain way for it to be okay. We have to accept that this human being that, is potentially, maybe we've shared a lot of intimacy with, maybe a lot of years, a lot of love, and just to know and see the best in that person so that you can actually move on and do your best to actually leave amicably. All right, I know this stuff is possible, okay? And this is the sort of focus that we need to have when we are realizing that a relationship is no longer serving us. And just remember this. If you believe and feel that a relationship is no longer serving you, guaranteed it is the exact same for that other individual. Whether they can see it or not, an intimate relationship that's one-sided is not going to be healthy for anyone. And what generally happens is, usually one person can see that the relationship is not going to work, and then the other person senses that and they try and latch on even more, and and then that person who can see that it's not going to work can get kind of caught up in the comfort of that scenario, and they can not end something that needed to be ended, and it can drag it on, and that's never going to help or serve anybody. The greatest, most loving thing that you can ever do for somebody that you care about is to be truthful and honest and transparent, and don't lead people on, okay? And don't let your fears of the toxicity or the conflict make you stay in something that is not true to who you are, and therefore not going to be true to them either, okay? So you're not doing anybody any favors by staying in something is not serving you. But just a caveat on this is make sure you've done the work, right? It's pretty easy to have challenges come up in our relationships and just think, we catastrophize and we think, whoa, that's the end, right? And, that's how my past self used to think. I used to think, if we've got any sort of conflict or challenge, not meant to be, but that's not what it is at all. Your intimate relationship is not here to be, perfectly harmonious. What it's here to do is help you to notice where your wounding is, and it gives you an opportunity to heal that within yourself, to grow, to deepen your connection and open up vulnerably with another human being so that you can go the depths of connection. And, you can't just throw away the old and implant the new if you're not doing the work and expect to experience a different result. You're going to continuously experience the same old result with the next new person until you own it and you do the work and you decide to consciously uncouple and heal your own wounds, take full responsibility for them so that you can be the person that you would be totally proud to be, okay? And be totally proud of how you behave. All right, so I'm hoping that today's message has resonated with you guys, has definitely served you, and gets you thinking about, I hope this message just hits you as you need it if you are contemplating the end of a relationship. Maybe you've been sitting on the fence, and maybe you've been in a lot of fear about how to handle it and having that conversation. And I hope that this has sparked something for you that's empowered you. And definitely check out the work of Catherine Woodward Thomas, Conscious Uncoupling, which was made kind of famous a few years ago when Gwyneth Paltrow and I forgot his name, is it Chris or something, when they actually went through a marriage breakdown, and she really stepped into that. So there's multiple role models using these concepts out there, and it's well worth the look. There's a hell of a lot of free content, and she has a book and all sorts of beautiful stuff. And then for those of you who aren't on any fences looking to consciously uncouple, maybe in the future you find yourself in this position, I hope that you can remember back to, what was that thing, right? That conscious uncoupling. Maybe there's a better way to do this, or maybe there's people in your life who are faced with this dilemma right now, and this would be a valuable message for them. So please do share it. All right, so I definitely want to check in with you guys, see who's been able to join me. I hope this has served you, and drop me a comment or question or any any of your words of wisdom or experience. Always love connecting with you guys. So let me see. I've got Simon in the house, and Judy, and Claire, and Don, and Connor, and Patty's here. Hello to you, beautiful. And Daryl, the best and the most beautiful things in life or the world cannot be seen or even heard, but must be felt by the heart. Helen Keller. I love that. That's so, so beautiful. And yeah, absolutely, you know, and that's the thing. We get so caught up in our defenses. We put up our walls. We're stuck in our head. We're stuck in revenge mode or self-protection mode, and we miss the beauty of the individual in front of us. So get into your heart, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is to heal your own wounding and take responsibility for that, so that you can stop clouding your vision and you can actually see another human being for exactly the goodness of who they are, and give them the love. You know, love them despite not seeing a future with them, right? You got to love the person who's in front of you, and that is a brilliant pathway to end things amicably. And one of the greatest lessons I've learned from A Course in Miracles has been, you know, that everything another person says or does or doesn't do or doesn't say is either an expression of love or a call for love, right? It's either love or they're coming from a place of fear, all right? So be able to notice that and not take it personally, and be able to see through their behavior, see their heart, and respond in a way that's going to make the situation as amicable as possible, all right? So love that, Daryl. And Saroj is here. I'm doing well. Hope this message has served you. And Jerry, hi Vanessa, nice to catch a weekend live. Wow, this is big, but in reality, we are there for the love we open up. Absolutely, so cool, Jerry, and awesome that you're not at work this time. Hope this message has served you. And Byron's here as well. And Patty, seeing the goodness in them is not always easy. You got it. But remember, Patty. Oh, you just, you know, such true words, right? But remember, everybody outside of you is a mirror to what's going on within you. And that, like, if you're feeling like really angry at somebody or, you know, whatever, just look at that scenario, look at what you're judging within them, and just know you just got some more work to do. You know, have compassion for yourself and know, what is it that I'm wanting from them? What is it that I'm expecting from them? It's your pathway to actually building a stronger, more beautiful, self-loving relationship with yourself, because you turn that back on you and you know the work that you need to do for your own relationship with yourself. And it's only when you get to that place, you won't be triggered by that anymore. Like, there've been some very challenging people in my life that, you know, haven't done the greatest things by me. And I have to honestly say, maybe not in the moment I could feel that, but I can genuinely say, like, hand on heart, it doesn't matter. Like, I see the goodness through those people, you know, despite how challenging they've been, despite what I see and how they attack others. I see just a scared little child that needs love, right? And it doesn't mean that you can see that and then you just welcome them into your heart or you welcome them into your world. Absolutely not. You know, if somebody doesn't know how to behave and treat other people, you got to put some boundaries up there. But it still doesn't mean, if they're not in your life, you're not letting them in, and you have a strong boundary about that, still doesn't mean you hold that hate for them, you know, and you get to, you know, make that transformation to see their goodness and see their heart, and to, you know, anything that's triggering you, to use that for your own personal development pathway. So I love that, Patty. Totally resonate with what you're saying there. And Tara's here as well, and Angie, and Idalid. I don't know how to spell your name, but an honor to listen to you. I'm so grateful to have you here, my friend. Hope that today's message is serving you. And Alex is here as well. So all of you guys who are just catching me now, please do catch this recording. I hope it gives you a ton of value and a ton of empowerment. And it just reminds you what's possible. You know, you don't have to repeat old patterns, and you certainly can, you know, act in a way and use anything that's a challenge in your life for your own personal development so that you can become the kind of person that you're proud to be and be proud of how you behave and handle things. So with that, as always, guys, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, that you're doing something super empowering, and today's message has definitely served you. I'm super grateful to each and every one of you guys for showing up live, contributing to the conversation. I love getting to connect with you guys. So hope this has served you. And thank you for your kind words there, Idolid. I'm butchering your name probably, but you can let me know. Really appreciate that. And as always, I'm signing off and I'm sending you all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow.